People are not paying money to see Angel Reese play basketball.
It is unrivaled. It is also unwatched.
If people wanted to watch her play, Unrivaled would not be struggling in the ratings.
If you want to be considered the GOAT, you got to have GOAT-like performances.
But who wants to see a woman miss layups?
I don't know what it is. She gets ejected, only plays 7 minutes, and her team wins.
Angel Reese just had one of the most humiliating performances of her career, missing easy layups, getting ejected in disgrace, and then breaking down in tears as social media went into a frenzy.
Worst professional pro game, and her team wins.
Angel Reese is important. To who? I have been covering Angel Reese for about 2 years now. I have yet to see her draw a single fly to a fresh turd. But according to Angel Reese, everything I do keep going.
This was supposed to be her moment to shine in the unrivaled league, but instead, she got exposed for exactly what she is, a player who thrives on drama, not dominance. And now, she's scrambling to flip the narrative.
Minimum wage salaries. Unrivaled is giving WNBA players the opportunity to make dollars instead of cents. Not only is Angel Reese not happy, over the weekend, Angel Reese once again lost emotional control as she got on social media and expressed her desire to return to the minimum wage that she was making in the WNBA.
After months of hyping up Unrivaled, she's suddenly hinting at a return to the Chicago sky, because she knows this league is going nowhere without Caitlin Clark.
I can't wait to get back to Chicago, man. This person said, don't do that. You spent days bragging about how great Unrivaled is.
I can't wait to get back to the WNBA. If you were making $73,000 a year and someone offered to pay you $250,000 for the same job, would you be disrespecting them publicly?
The ratings are tanking, her performances are getting worse, and her biggest weapon, controversy, isn't working anymore. So what really happened? Why did Angel Reese's meltdown go viral? And how does this once again prove that Caitlin Clark is in a completely different league? 3 weeks into the season, and Unrivaled is already struggling, unable to sell out a studio that seats just 800 people. At some point, TNT Sports is going to take a hard look at the numbers and realize, asterisk, we aren't making any money because we don't have any ratings. Asterisk, and they asterisk don't asterisk because Angel Reese isn't pulling them. One source put it bluntly, she had a game last Saturday and didn't even hit 880,000 viewers. The reality is setting in. Complaining doesn't translate to success, and professional life is different when you can't back it up on the court. Angel Reese built her brand on being loud, confident, and embracing the villain role. But in her latest game, all that talk meant nothing when she couldn't even make basic shots. She missed multiple easy layups, struggled to find her rhythm, and became visibly frustrated as the game slipped away. The game slipped away from her. She grabbed 15 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, but missed 5 shots. And for some reason, the less she plays, the more successful her teams seem to be. Sound familiar? It's giving Andrew Drummond vibes let's break it down. Reese played just 7 minutes before getting ejected, and in that short time, she managed to miss 5 shots, including point-blank layups that any top-tier player should make. These weren't tough, contested shots or deep threes. These were the kind of plays that separate real stars from average players. At one point, Reese shuffled her feet. Whistle, foul. She complained about the call. Whistle, technical. She complained again. Whistle, ejection. Just like that, her night was over. And what did she do when she started missing? She panicked instead of regrouping and proving she could bounce back. Her frustration boiled over. She let her emotions take control, throwing her hands up, reacting dramatically to calls, arguing with officials instead of locking in on her game. Fans noticed everything. Social media lit up, not because of how well she played, but because of how embarrassing her performance was. No one was talking about her dominance. They were talking about her missed layups, her attitude, and how her presence was actually hurting her team. This is what some are calling mythical racism. The narrative that an evil white man ejected Angel Reese on the first day of Black History Month. This was supposed to be her league, right? Reese was one of the biggest names pushing Unrivaled, claiming it would revolutionize women's basketball. But without Caitlin Clark, the reality hit hard. This league was going nowhere. Seriously, have some sportsmanship. Reese wasn't just playing poorly, she was running her mouth, getting into it with the referees, and making a scene. At one point, the referee had enough and said, "Asterisk, Ken, not listening to your smart-ass mouth. Get out of here." Asterisk. And just like that, Reese was ejected, making a bad situation even worse. Unbelievable. And then Reese tweeted, "Happy Black History Month. You'll know I had to be the first," as if being ejected was some badge of honor. It was a weak excuse for a meltdown, turning it into a race issue when it wasn't about that at all. When things aren't going well, claim racism, right? But let's be real. This wasn't some unfair call or bad officiating. Reese did this to herself. How many of you have heard about Angel Reese becoming the first player to get ejected from a made-up basketball league? Or even knew that Unrivaled was still in business after the disastrous ratings? With the way things are going, I'm surprised TNT hasn't booted Unrivaled out of the studio to use the space for something people actually want to watch. Let's break it down. The footage is clear. Reese got a technical for taunting, mouthing off, and throwing her hands up at the referee. Instead of backing off, she kept arguing and pushing, refusing to let it go. The second technical was inevitable. She wanted the spotlight and she got it, but this time it backfired. Instead of looking like a dominant, confident player, she came across as childish and unprofessional. After the ejection, Reese tried to play it off, claiming that Sports Illustrated was running clickbait because they published an article about her being the first player to get ejected. From Unrivaled, it's not clickbait, it's the truth. Everything Angel Reese does keeps going viral, but for all the wrong reasons. And what happened next? The meltdown spilled onto social media. Instead of taking responsibility for her actions, Reese immediately tried to flip the script. She posted cryptic tweets, played the victim, and even suggested that her ejection was about something bigger than basketball. Most players brag about scoring titles, MVPs, or making first-team All-NBA. Angel Reese? She's out here boasting about being the first player to get ejected from a league that no one's watching. She tweeted, "Free me," as if she were trapped in some unfair situation. But in reality, she put herself there. Free me like she's some prisoner, really? How much money are they paying her? She owns part of the league, has equity in it, and she's not happy. Unrivaled is paying Angel Reese $4 million for 8 weeks of her time, while the WNBA pays her $73,000 over 5 months. And now she's begging to return to the WNBA. Really? Reese is out here tweeting "Free me" like she's stuck in a nightmare. Are you kidding me? This is what some are calling mythical racism. The narrative that an evil white man ejected Angel Reese on the first day of Black History Month. This was supposed to be her league, right? Reese was one of the biggest names pushing Unrivaled, claiming it would revolutionize women's basketball. But without Caitlin Clark, the reality hit hard. This league was going nowhere. Seriously, have some sportsmanship. Reese wasn't just playing poorly, she was running her mouth, getting into it with the referees, and making a scene. At one point, the referee had enough and said, "Asterisk, Ken, not listening to your smart-ass mouth.